And exactly what you're saying is exactly my fucking problem with the Milli Vanilli doc. Now we get into it.
Let's get to it.
Now we get into it. This is the conversation with the Milli Vanilli doc. If you're unfamiliar, Milli Vanilli is were two dancers.
They were a duo.
They weren't a duo.
Well, no, they became a duo.
Yes.
Yeah, they were.
They were two dancers
from Germany.
That met somewhere. Frank Farian or whatever the producer's name that had huge success with another group that was a little karaoke-ish, and I think it was B Money or M Money, whatever. They tell you in the doc what the group was, but they was lit in that club dance scene. He put them together. He found some real singers and some real rappers to do the music, and they was just out there lip syncing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They wasn't singing, they wasn't doing shit. Now, they put out an album in Germany or wherever where they were singing.
Okay.
But when Arista got it, and Frank Farian got it, he put his little touch on it and took them off. Took them off the credits, they not there, and they went on to sell like 6-7 million records.
Won a Grammy.
They won a Grammy, they won mad awards, but the Grammy is what jammed them up.
It was.
Because that was artistry.
Well,
was it also that they had to perform there?
No, what jammed them up, honestly, was the success from watching the doc, right? They kind of outlined it. The success got to them. We're popping. We're lit. Paul McCartney wants to meet you. We'll get to that later. Fuck that. We're popping. We're at the party. Fuck Paul.
Yeah, they don't even know who Paul McCartney is. They didn't give a fuck about Paul.
And then the producer, wants them to do whatever. Nah, fuck that. We want to do it like this. And the producer said, all right.
That ain't enough.
I'm gonna come out with a press release and say that wasn't them singing on this album at all.
Wasn't it that they performed somewhere because there was like a track?
They performed and they were storing the vocals in the keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
And at one of the shows when they were on tour, the keyboard kept repeating, blame it on the, blame it on the, blame it on the, and they ran off the stage.
Yes.
But why this is relevant to our conversation?
I remember that.
Of course you do. This was the biggest. This was the biggest thing in music. How they tore these two gentlemen down. The light-skinned brother Rob ended up. He died.
Rest in peace.
From mental health and just he had enough.
Substance abuse, a bunch of shit.
Yeah, his whole life was ruined. The dark-skinned brother, I don't remember his name, but he went on to. He had a dark period too, but then he got married. He had kids.
But he became a musician as well. Like he was actually singing. I don't know how successful he was, but
that was the beauty in the
Fab.
doc.
It was Fab and Rob.
Fab and Rob. Fab. By the end of the doc, Fab is on stage, and listen, it was a big thing them not being able to sing their songs. And the interviews, like the press was killing them. They was asking them to sing on the spot, and they really couldn't sing. They sounded bad.
Okay.
But by the end of the doc, Rob was on stage by himself, really singing "Blame It on the Rain" to a crowd of how many people. And the climax there is, oh shit, after all of that bothered him so much that he really did go put the work in to learn. And he sounded good. He was cutting the music off, hitting runs. He sounded good.
Yeah.
Right.
But as you watch this, to our conversation, they got killed and they didn't do nothing wrong.
Yeah,
They did
benefits of
what
the
most
system.
of the music business today, that's what the music business today is built on. Let me find somebody that is attractive and desirable.
Yep.
I don't have to care about you actually doing talent because we're gonna fix the talent.
We're gonna manufacture the talent.
You know what the problem was for them is they were born before autotune was popping and all the technology shit we have today. Because a lot of, I would say the fundamental difference about what you're saying is that all these puppet artists, we'll call them now,
Good word.
at least it's their voice. With Milli Vanilli, they literally were not on the record.
Yeah.
There's a big difference there.
But had there been an auto-tune
Currently,
Yeah.
They could've got 'em on
they
there.
still use like background
Gotcha.
vocals. They'll keep the songwriters' vocals in there and add on top of it. But at least the lead is the person.
Gotcha.
But now we can run it through autotune. We can fix the timing in Pro Tools or whatever app you're using and make it sound like you actually perform it. And maybe over time you'll actually learn how to perform it because here it's all perfect for you.
Gotcha.
And even live, we can run you through autotune and fix shit up.
If the music industry likes you enough, they will provide you with the song.
Absolutely. And fix
Like I
you
didn't
up.
know that Diane Warren wrote "Blame It on the Rain."
Yeah, it's crazy.
What?
I did not know that. Wow.
What?
She's a beast.
Yeah.
They called Diane Warren for Milli Vanilli. And she just happened to, the song I wrote last night, it just happened, it sounds like it's their perfect second single, right? Their first single, it's even in the same cadence. Girl, you know it's true. Blame it on the rain. We out here. And then sure enough, how does Diane Warren always know what's about to be out of here?
Artistry.
Nothing about that song sounded like Clive Davis, Milli Vanilli. Like they had the legends doing this. And nobody's life was fucked up but Milli Vanilli's.
Facts. And everyone
Arista was good. I didn't like that the producer ratted on them. I didn't like that he did
foul.
that.
But he like how he talked to him. I get it, but it's foul. It was foul.
You see that shit happen all the time.
They went on to make.
Not necessarily producers.
They paid so many people. They said how much money they made and how much money everybody. Over $500 million. It's like over $524 million in 1989.
Yeah, they were huge. Pause.
That's neat.
But I'm just saying, when you watch that, like, I don't really want to have the artistry conversation today because Milli Vanilli is what today's music business principles is based on.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of Milli Vanillis.
It's a lot of that. They will manufacture everything. All you gotta do is show up.
But
we'll get you the beat. We'll write it for you. We'll have somebody all of that.
That's a little bit of a cop out because again, there was a lot of, even going back to Motown again. Motown, the songs were written, the band was the band, best engineers, best studio, all that shit, and the person just had to come in and deliver the lead.
Yeah, but
now,
they delivered.
Back then they could deliver the fucking lead.
The lead, yeah,
no doubt.
Yeah, a Motown lead.
But I'm just saying that. To say that this is how the entire business is now is not all the way accurate because the people are still delivering a lead.
And that's
behind great production and behind great songwriting that everyone is putting together for them.
And I think that
there is a slight difference in that it was not their actual vocal.
That is correct if you are just on current trends and what's going on. Yes, today artists are using their voice. If you try to look at where this is going, there's plenty of artists that say they're not writing. Simba's on record saying, "Yo, I chat GPT this shit and I change up a couple of words and yada yada yada." We recently had a case where the what was that? Warner tried to sign the AI cartoon and have the dude be the voice, the black dude, and then he came out and was like yada 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 yada. Yeah. So yeah, that's where we are because humans are still important,
right?
But where they're trying to go is
Milli Vanilli.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, that's where they're trying to go.
And that's my point. If you are an artist, I don't give a fuck if you're 17 years old in your mother's kitchen writing shit, or if you've been the mega successful artist. I still think, and I'm not an artist, so maybe I'm talking out of my ass, but I still think that the artistry should be important to you. And I also think that that's a part of the job, to try and find out how you can make your artistry successful.
Right.
Have respect for the craft.
I think that when you diminish the artist piece just for a hit, you are doing everybody a disservice. I don't think that these niggas, whether it be Drake, whether it be Kendrick, whether it be whoever the fuck they are, say, yo, I don't give a fuck about the art no more. I care about the hit. I don't think that's true.
Nobody.
I do think there's a small percentage that care about the art. It ain't as big as it's been. I think more of these. I think there's a lot of artists today. Let's say the industry does get to the Milli Vanilli with the AI and all of this type of shit. There's niggas today that'll sign up to take a bag to be that. Absolutely, but there's
a
lot of them that will jump at the opportunity to artists, though.
Yeah,
I know. That's why I said we come up with a different name for them. Call them an act. Call them whatever you want. Unfortunately, artist is all you have right now. But I think that today, a lot of people are putting the money and the notoriety above artistry.
Do you think
if I can get rich and famous,
instant gratification.
Like if a nigga pulled me off the street, right? If I was 25 years old and some dude pulled me off the street and said, yo, you got to look. I want to make you a star. That's a totally different thing than Joe sitting in a fucking dungy ass room writing shit that means something to him. That's a totally different thing. So when you start taking these artists that we know have skills at being an artist and dumbing albums down, that shit is just disgusting.
I agree
it's
with
a
that
totally different thing, bro. And you keep conflating the two, saying, yo, I think these artists don't give a fuck about the art no more. They care about sales and hits. I think that they've been too successful to make a differentiation between the two. They could do both.
Yeah, and even if Ice is right, that don't excuse it to me.
Yeah.
That don't excuse it.
I'm not making it. I'm just giving an alternative as to why they might do it.
It's people that don't give a fuck
Do you
about
guys-
that no more. I've given you classic project. I've given you hits for day. I've given you all of this. Now let me go chase these records and let me do it this way. And I got a bunch of other shit going on now. I don't have time to sit and lock in and work on and focus on this the way I used to.
Let me do what's easy.
Now I got to take the easier route. I got to call in writers. I got to call in producers. I got to call
take
in
the
all of this
critique
shit.
that come along with it.
Well, no, and you're going to take this short career that's going to come with
I was gonna say, do you guys
See,
think?
because there's narrow-mindedness that's involved
Absolutely.
in that.
Yeah.
Yes, you get instant gratification and you may see quick results. What is that going to do for you? I'm sitting here in year 20 whatever of my career off one song, off one record. There's a bunch of people out there that say, well, Joe Budden, that's because you can't make a record. Let me tell y'all, the people, anybody you know that can't make a record, the industry didn't want them to win.
Because the industry will give you a record.
They'll give you the record. Yeah. Who cares if you can't make a fucking record? A lot of people, when they get here, can't make no fucking record.
True.
There's mad acts. You can't look at what 50 Cent is doing over there with all of these tours nonstop. You can't look at what Nas and all these old niggas, Wu-Tang, yada, yada, yada. I don't want to get into that. But you can't look at the run they're having in year 30, year 20, year whatever niggas is in, and say, hey, nothing good could come out of working on the artistic side or paying attention to the artistic side. It's too many of these niggas. Y'all gonna be memes. Y'all are gonna be memes.
It's gonna be a lot more memes than 50 cents.
Do you guys think
Well,
that?
there's a lot more artists. There's
I
a lot
know,
more,
but
there's a lot more artists in general.
But they're incentivizing people to be a meme.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. And people are signing up to play that game to be
Shout out
the
to
Mims.
Mims, by the way.
Yeah, no disrespect to Mims, but
I agree with
people
that.
are
Shout out to
voluntarily walking into the door.
No,
All
one
right,
of the greatest
cool. I'll be
It
Mims.
seems like nobody is attempting to even try to get to like iconic status anymore. I think the day and age of the icon is kind of dead and gone.
The musical icon. They want to be internet icons.
The musical icon, exactly.
I mean, but that's what's in though. The internet is what's
Yeah, no
in.
doubt.
That's what's getting the most
Come on,
spins. That's
we
what's
sound
getting a lot of
we sound
attention.
like cavemen. We just sound like old niggas up here.
That's really what I
fine.
think. Like,
I agree with
y'all-
Ice.
yes,
But we
y'all
don't.
sound like cavemen a little bit. Shit has changed up, and they playing a newer version of that game.
Yeah, but they're going to keep switching shit around. Is the problem with this? They're going to keep switching shit around, and the one thing that will always remain lucrative and set you aside from everybody else is good songs and good artistry.
But how do you do that today when the music ain't even selling? Niggas ain't making their money from music.
Good songs sell.
Ice is
Good
right.
songs sell.
I mean, they're
Good songs
doing
sell.
they're doing the research.
These niggas are not making their money today.
And they're
Most of
finding
them
out
are
who's-
not making their music money off of music.
They're finding
today.
out who's buying the music and who's
So they're gonna find another way. I'm gonna get hot and then do this over here. I don't know
Because
how
they're
many
not
music-
incentivized to make
Yes,
That's not true.
I'm
though.
with you.
No, why?
They're
Because
not
that's still a
incentivized.
small minority of people too. Even when you say, "Yo, I'm gonna get hot and use this as a stepping stone," it's only 10% of motherfuckers that bounced off that stepping stone.
True.
Maybe not
That's
even
true.
10%.
Well,
So
fam,
if you
where
use
did they start from? Look at where they started from. If they got hot enough to just go get a deal and
He
be
just
on the
talking
internet,
numbers.
I'm talking numbers.
I know,
too.
me too.
No, I'm talking about you.
Yeah, from a numbers perspective, if you only got 95% of the motherfuckers getting a Popeyes deal, or 95% of these motherfuckers turning it into a music, an
10%.
acting career, or any of that,
Yeah,
10,
5%.
say 10.
10%.
That still shouldn't be your goal.
Right.
That still shouldn't be your goal. Only 10% of these niggas turned into a fucking Meg Thee Stallion, or to a fucking Tyrese, or to a
Less.
Ludacris. That's still, and they started with artistry. The
Hey,
niggas that pivoted, they still good artists.
Why it should
And
be
y'all
that-
not even getting fucking equities in the Popeyes. You're not even getting equity in the Popeyes. Y'all bringing your audience over there and selling Happy Meals. Stop calling yourself an artist if you in the business of selling Happy Meals.
We do need another name for it.
If you're
I
not in
don't
the
think it's
business of
artists.
music, then I don't want to call you artist.
I don't think it's
You're
artist.
right. Invent some new shit for these niggas. Happy Mealers.
New Joe Budden.